Set that up, set that up. Yay! People can... Oh,
Isn't that what we usually do?
Yeah, and... I'm going to move you over here just a smidgen to recenter. Oh, fuck. I've got a new keyboard and it makes me confuzzled sometimes. There we go. Ah! More central. I think. Good. Good, yeah, no, I got a new keyboard and there's, like, on the left-hand side, there's a bunch of macro keys. So, that wasn't existing on my last keyboard that I had for, like, 5 years. So my hand is slightly too far to the left. When I go to hit Alt...
Gotcha.
I'm actually hitting the Windows button. And
dude, that is the
annoying.
fucking worst. The number of times I'm sitting there playing a game and I try and press Alt and I hit the Windows button and it like goes and minimizes the game or something like fuck bye, and I'm dead. And okay, cool.
And we're done with the game. No, I wouldn't let such a small and foolish thing such as that. Hello, Kimmy. Hello, Carl. How you doing, guys? You know, get in the way of a good gaming session. Absolutely not. That would not happen.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. We're live. Everybody, welcome to Tribe Talks. Today, we're saying, fuck it, we're doing it live without Karthrick because he decided that some things were more important than sitting here and talking about the game that we spend an inordinate amount of time playing every single day.
What a fucking... You think you know a guy, right?
Nerd. God damn it. Like, who out here is allowed to have a life outside of Galaxy of Heroes? That's just not on.
I certainly don't. Like, what the fuck?
No.
Come on.
Like, honestly.
Oh, man. How the hell are we doing this, Scribble?
We're doing really good. Really good. You know, like, today's been busy, Wolfie. I've been a very busy bee today. I've been doing the stuff. You know what I mean? The stuff.
Wait, hold on. What about things?
Oh, those happen too. Yeah.
Shit. Oh,
one
damn.
cannot simply do the stuff and therefore not do the things. That would be foolish.
Damn. That's wild.
I think there are
Both
laws against
stuff
that.
And things.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I made myself a nice dinner. Well, I say myself. I made myself and Mrs. Scribbles a nice dinner. I saw Marco Pierre White doing it on a YouTube short. And I was like, hey, that looks fucking cool. I'm going to try that. So I got a chicken. I poached the chicken. You know, make
like a whole chicken?
A whole
or like
chicken.
Breasts?
No, the whole chicken. Whole chicken, poached the whole chicken. You know, and you throw in like the chopped onions and the celery and the carrots and all that. So essentially you're making chicken broth, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
You poach it for like an hour and a half. And then, and this was the weird part, you pull all the skin off the chicken.
Okay.
And you've got like, you know, you can then disassemble your chicken, you can cut off the breast and you cut off the legs and all that sort of business. Or in my case, I have a family of pets, so the remainder of the carcass gets kind of shredded. Not the bones, obviously, but all the remaining bits of meat, I put in a little bit of Tupperware, and that's the treats for the pets later. They love that shit.
Very nice.
So yeah, I made that, and then I made a roux, and to the roux, I strained the stock, the chicken stock that I'd essentially made, and I mixed that in with the roux, and I made like a creamy chicken sauce, basically. Alongside that, I did like some rice with some chopped up green onions, and we fried the chicken skin after chopping it up into little bits to make this crispy little chicken skin bits, right?
Okay.
And you mix that in with the rice.
Bits. I like it.
Oh my god, dude. So you had the rice with the green onions and the chicken skin crispy bits with the just and then you've got like your chicken sauce and you pour it over, and it was fucking phenomenal. It was just delicious. I had a really good time.
I can dig it.
Yeah. And now I've got shitloads of chicken stock. So it's a win-win.
It's the way to be.
It is.
It's the way to be. I usually use chicken stock when I'm cooking rice. Just instead of using water, like actually get some fucking flavor and stuff into it. That's the way to be.
Yep. I always cook my rice in chicken stock. It just tastes so much better.
Absolutely. I used to make chicken stock all the time, but I used to use like a pressure cooker, And it was the craziest fucking thing because you would like put the chicken stock or whatever in the chicken bones, water, onions, all that sort of stuff in there, and just leave it in the pressure cooker for a while. By the time you take that out of there, like the big thick whatever, like all like the crazy like the thickest bones on the chicken would literally disintegrate between your fingers like it was nothing. Like it had just been broken down that fucking much, and you're sitting there like, oh, this is crazy. Yeah. But just amazingly fucking delicious. Holy crap! I haven't done it in a while because it takes a lot of effort, and it's
kind of messy
to buy
too.
Chicken stock. I'm gonna be lazy. Yeah, it's a lot easier to just buy.
It is a lot easier to just get chicken stock.
Yeah.
Like this is just more of a happy accident, you know. I I poached the chicken and I've got stock. It's like nice. I was a little bit dubious at first when I was going to take the chicken out. I was like, oh, am I sure this is really cooked? And I picked up the chicken and it all sort of like just went. I was like, oh yeah, that chicken's definitely cooked. It was nice and moist.
Yep, I would say so. So Throne Hub, not specifically a risotto, because the risotto is like cooked in a specific way, and you gotta like work all the starches and everything, and you gotta like actually cook it out and whatnot. This is just like regular cooked rice, but just instead of water, you just use chicken stock. You know?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
And isn't there there's also like risotto rice that you actually use to cook? You don't usually use normal rice.
Arboreal rice usually, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be like a short grain rice.
Yeah, I don't normally make risotto because I don't like it. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. I had it as a kid, and I was like, there's something about... I think it's because my mom made it with chopped mushrooms, and I can't eat mushrooms, dude. And I think it scarred me mentally.
Yeah, just have it without mushrooms. It's fine. You're basically having risotto anyways. Like,
but it's... I know it's not risotto, so it's just like...
Yeah, okay. So just like... No, you don't need to have mushrooms to have risotto. Like, it's
I
not
know.
a guaranteed thing.
It's just I think that's the my brain has associated it like that, and you know, I'm a very special little flower, a very little special flower, and sometimes my brain just won't work correctly. But there we go, and that is my fabulous tale of me making a really delicious Sunday dinner today, which wasn't a Sunday roast. It was dinner on a Sunday. It can only happen on Sundays.
Boil.
A Sunday poaching, and that's not where you actually go out and hunt the animal, because I hear that's illegal. So yeah.
God damn it. I hear that's illegal. It's frowned upon by the crown, but you know.
Yeah, I mean they'll send out and gather tithes. Yeah, and throw dirty tomatoes at you or something. I'm not sure. What does the king do these days? Well, to be fair, our king mostly does. Well, not a whole lot, but...
Not much. Yeah. Just walks around and just sort of is quite old.
Yeah.
I don't actually know, not to sound like be offensive or anything. Does he actually do much of anything at this point? Does he have like speaking arrangements and hang out and just sort of exist?
No. I think he's unwell at the moment, so it's all quiet on the Western Front, as it were. Yeah. But hey, you know, I'm sure he's very busy with his kingly duties. Or something like that. You know who's not busy with their kingly duties? CG.
Karth?
Oh, Karth. Yeah, let's rag on Karth a little bit longer.
He is busy with his kingly duties.
Oh, yes, yeah. He is the king of Castle Karth. And he's doing something. I can't remember what... I don't remember what I ate for breakfast, let alone what Karth's doing that he said he was doing last week.
The family stuff.
Familial. Oh, he's getting laid. That's what it is. That's what it is. He's like, yeah, first Sunday of every month, and I got it penned in right here over Tribe Talks. It goes for a whole 4 hours. Gotta hammer it home.
Gotta schedule those things, you know.
Sometimes, if you're a busy man like Karth, you gotta think ahead. You gotta think ahead.
Do what you got.
Yeah.
Proper planning. Thinking it.
Oh, hold up. Am I dropping for a second? I think we had a little bit of a Discord schnaffle for a second there, but we're okay. I think.
We're good?
We're good. Yes, we're good. Cool. Groovy. So, what happened in Galaxy of Heroes this week, Wolf? Stuff?
Oh, there was a raid.
Oh, yeah, that thing happened. Yeah, I did. I did a lot of videos. I did a whole lot of videos.
Yeah. A few videos.
I did a couple of them, yeah. What's going on here? Our Discord keeps on fucking up for some reason. Get rid of that. For some reason, it could be that... I don't know why. I'll be honest. I haven't got any background process.
You joined Discord weird. It says failed to start camera instead of just showing your logo like it normally does.
Yeah, I've told it to behave itself. It should be okay now. Maybe it'll be okay now. Yeah. They started. We're actually in my guild's second attempt at the raid, and I think we've already max boxed because we've got people posting ridiculous. I think we've got like 4 people that have posted 18 million, which is like, oof. Yeah, you can't go any higher. No, he's like, yeah, you're done.
Damn, well done. Holy shit, you're a madman.
Yeah, well, not me. I mean, I haven't.
Your guild mates
are
madmen.
They are the maddest of men. I'm still chilling right now at something million. I've got one more run to do, and I think I'm going to end up on like 17.1, which is still pretty good, truth be told.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It might be a little bit less than that. I can't remember. Might be like 16.9 or something, but whatever.
I just so we're in our second run as well, and I did the Tarkin Scorch run is insanely absurdly like holy shit easy. Like
it really is, isn't it?
It is just holy crap! It is so easy.
It's so funny watching Tarkin just go, and the whole team's dead. And the whole team's dead. It's just like...
And there's like a built-in mechanic to work up the ultimate firepower because he just has to basic a couple times. Yeah. Like anyways, and that's enough to just go and kill everybody. It just works out so fucking well. It's beautiful.
It is. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah.
The other clone team was I wanted to just throw my fucking computer because the RNG was so absurd trying to get the thing lined up with the CX2 and everybody. It's just like, and wrong assist, and wrong assist, and wrong assist, and wrong assist, and he fucked, and just... I'm not kidding. When you have to sit there and restart 30 times, I'm like, nah, maybe I'm going to go and do something else for a little bit.
You're genuinely like, okay, there's a 50-50 chance that they're going to call my goddamn disguised clone trooper on that first turn, and you're like 7 turns in a row, it's just CX2, 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 and you're like, fuck this guy. It's like, can I do it without CX2 in the team? You're like, no, I kind of need CX2 as well.
Those are the times when you just sort of walk away and start doing something else so you can not get too frustrated.
The only positive aspect, I think, to that clone trooper split, apart from the fact that it's a cheap 3.7 mil, right, is that at least it's really quick. Like, the RNG is like turn 2. Well, no, the first part of RNG is turn 2, and then the second part is turn 3, and then the third part is... But, you know, it's like, okay, do we stun with Apo on the first thing, and do we call Disguised Clone Trooper? That's the first check. It's like, oh, yeah, I've got that. Okay, cool. Yeah. Let's stun the other guy, and now when we use the assist on Nightfall Trooper, does he call...
Yeah, the other Disguised call to assist.
Does the second one call him to assist? And you're like, okay, if you've done that, you're usually okay to play for a bit. But, I mean, you can even clear the first wave, and you can still end up dying in the reinforcement waves, because they still got crazy amounts of damage output. It's not a fun team to play. I'll be honest. It's cool that we can do it. I imagine most people are not going to want to fuck with that. And I think, in my opinion, it's a reason for CG not to necessarily nerf it. Because
I did it just to do it. And I'm going to say it's a reason for CG to nerf it. Okay. Just because it's an incredibly frustrating team, and I'm gonna feel like guilted into running that team every fucking time. So
you're like, please nerf it.
Impossible to run. I won't feel bad about not running it because it's so hard.
You're like, fuck you, CG. You fixed this Underman, but I'm really glad that I can just take in a full team of clones now. And not have to worry about it.
Man.
I mean, I've done another split. with those clones before I knew about the Tarkin split. The trio at R9. I've done a split with them at lower tiers. I've managed to get the 1.2 mil to work under a Shakti lead and Hondo. But honestly, I think it's probably easier actually to just do the exact same approach with just the standard trio of clones, just at a lower tier. But I don't know how well it worked. You don't get as much turn meter. You still gain some turn meter. But the thing is, as soon as you throw in an extra unit that is not Tarkin or other dark side clones, Disguised Clone Trooper will no longer do the whole stun on a basic.
They lose some synergy there.
Well, he loses the ability to put Order 66 out. So it's like it's kind of a big deal. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
So
kind of a big deal. You know.
So yeah, I don't know. What's your thoughts in total about what CG's been saying about looking into the performance of teams and essentially our undermanning capabilities?
I mean, like I said, I'm sort of okay with them, fixing, as it were, the this team, so you don't are not able to underman with a 2-man team and a 3-man team with split up the clones. I'm not gonna really be too broken up if they actually do that. I sort of understand where they're coming from. But as has been pointed out many times, you don't actually need them in order to, get the max box if everyone's participating.
Yeah. You don't even need any R9s. So,
yeah. So it's kind of a weird place to be for that. Because there's a lot of underman teams. The Mace team undermans. There's a lot of good underman stuff going on right now. So.
I mean, it's funny that they specifically called out the Keller and Beck team, performing exceptionally well, I think was their terminology or something like that, right? And it makes you wonder, it's yeah, sure, we've got a Keller and Beck team that undermans, but were you expecting Keller and Beck to just not perform at all? What were you expecting him to do? I'm a little confused by that, because it's a bit weird if they they launched a raid where almost every team is brand new and the pirates aren't even farmable, and they were the one team that everybody should have from a free-to-play a mid-game player to end-game player is going to be the Keller and Beck team, and they're no, we don't want the Keller and Beck team performing well. God, no. It's well,
the Keller and Beck team is using Jocasta, right?
Specifically for the short man. Yeah
Right. So I think they sort of were hoping that Jocasta was going to be going with Mace for this raid, and they weren't going to be able to do the raid without her on the team as well. So I think that's sort of where they're getting that with Keller and Beck performing exceptionally well with Jocasta. They weren't counting on us being able to do any of that shit. So they're just fuck.
Thank you for the sub, Ranger.
Madness, guys. What the hell?
The real funny thing is as soon as we found out the team comps that we could use, not even the team comps, as soon as we found out the units available for the raid, one of the first theory crafting things that came across was, hey, let's see if we can put Jocasta in with Keller and Beck and take it away from Mace Windu. So it's and that was weeks before the raid launched, right? A couple of weeks before the raid launched. So if the community immediately thought, hey, let's take Jocasta out and see what happens, did CG not, try that when making this? Did they not just, thinking, yeah, what happens if you throw Jocasta in with Keller and Beck?
Yeah, that's always the question you go back to or the meme you go back to of, do they even test? Ha ha ha. Because they obviously do some testing, but how do you not try undermanning things? How do you not try mixing and matching and trying to go for how are you not testing effectively? There's testing, just looking for bugs, which I believe they do. Yeah. I believe they do some amount of play testing, but at the same time, it's how are you? It's clearly not effective.
I mean, they definitely do testing. Obviously, they do. It's just the scope of it, right? Because we can't say they don't do testing, because the teams
you literally need to.
The prescribed teams that we take in, you can win with all of them. Right? You could take in a Bad Batch team, you can win at Relic 5, you can win at Relic 7, you can win at Relic 8, you can win at Relic 9. Same thing with like, hey, if you take in Mace with a full team, you can win at any tier level. Tarkin, you can win it. So they obviously have tested it, but they've obviously not done the stuff that the community does with the eye of how do we break the raid. They don't try and break the raid, and I don't know if that's because they simply don't have time, they don't have testers, or their testers do not have the game knowledge necessary. Because we don't know what their QA team is like. If
Honestly,
if it includes clever long-term players,
It's a combination of all three.
Probably is, but we're
takes
just
money
guessing.
to get all that done. The community is a enormous sample size of the cleverest fucking players in the game. So it's just, we have a bit of an advantage over them for trying stuff out and theorizing things and testing things out and whatnot. And like you said, we have people who have been theorizing about this stuff for a very long time and been doing all this stuff for a long ass time and like have made it pretty much their jobs doing all this raid stuff for a long ass time. If CG doesn't have somebody like that on their play staff who just wants to break the raid, it's like a company who wants to see if their cybersecurity stuff works, so they hire a hacker to try and hack into the system and see if they can do it. Like really put it through its paces. It seems like they got some people internally who want to just see if things work and confirm that things work. They don't have anybody who is like trying to break it and like put it through its paces and see what the fuck they can actually do. That's where we come in.
Yeah.
So
we come in and break the raid. And I get it. Ultimately, they're never going to have a QA team that is as good as a live environment. We outnumber CG's offices quite drastically. There are thousands of us, and there's like a handful of them. It's never going. We're always going to find the bugs, and we're always going to find the loopholes that they don't necessarily find. It just depends on at what scale, at what volume, right? And a big part of me is absolutely on board with you there, Wolfie, when you're suggesting like they should just reach out to the people on the raid server and maybe some of the content creators and be like, hey guys, the raid's launching in 2 weeks. We've done some testing. Can you like try and break our raid for us and figure it out? And we can fix stuff before it goes live. And
it's
obviously it would have to be
there's...
under NDA. But
yeah, I mean, even I was just gonna say, yes, under NDA, but even then, it's not like there's a giant risk of like of an NDA sort of thing, because they've already announced the raid, they've already announced it's coming out, they've already announced like some basic mechanics and stuff. It would just be like screenshots of like playtesting footage or what. Like it's not even wouldn't be even be all that crucial, all that crazy, because the stuff is already out there. So it's like it wouldn't be like the Datacron leak or anything like that. It would be like something that has already been confirmed is coming, and we're just like, hey, yes, let's check it out and see what's going on, and they can make changes from there. So it's not even all that much of like a higher risk environment, for them to like leak IP or leak whatever, leak new stuff or leak whatever news. So
well, I mean, it's like the people are saying in the chat. Really, is unfortunately CG has been burned too many times by beta testers, and I get it. Like the raid information is out there, but it's going to be the little things. It's going to be the little things that they don't realize are still in the client version that they're letting us use or whatever, They'll be like, I don't know, assets for new characters, and that'll get leaked or something like that. Or the people that are testing it will leak what we changed. They'll say stuff like, oh yeah, we found a Tarkin Scorch duo that worked at the top level and CG patched that out. People would be like, damn you, CG! But, it'll be stuff like that they're too cautious, I think, to let us get involved. And it's a shame that the trust has been burned there, I think. It is a shame, because I think ultimately we as the player base tend to end up suffering from that, because we get to experience more bugs probably than we should. And we have these situations where CG has to adjust things after the fact, and we feel a bit bitter about it. Because I'll be honest, like you go back a couple of weeks, I was R9ing my dark side clones because I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do all of them. I want them for Lord Vader. I want them for a Tarkin clone split in 3v3. I'm going to do it anyway, and it gives me a really good team in the new raid. If the new raid launched and I just had full team Tarkin clones and it just scored max banners, max points, I'd be happy. I'd only be upset now that we know we can split them into two teams. You know what I mean? You can't be mad about something you don't know, right?
But at the same time, if one of the playtesters was like, Oh man, let me tell you, back when we were doing the beta test of the raid, you used to be able to 2-man with these guys and 3-man. It was crazy. Like, I wouldn't really be all that put off. Be like, okay, yeah, they were fucking with it. That was still in the design, like in the testing phase. I'm not gonna be all that put off by that. You know, like how many games have you played that have been like in alpha, in beta, and whatever, and they go and readjust the balance. They go readjust this and change things out over there, and then for the final release of the game, it's like, oh, okay, well this is how it works, and you still get to reminisce about how things were in the beta and everything. I'm really not gonna be all that put off, like if they had like some sort of testing phase. But like I said, it's how it's presented. It's how it is. You're only really miffed because you're able to do it right now, and then if they take it away from you, it's something that they, it's right there, and then they just sort of claw back. If it was presented in a different sort of way, then yeah.
There's also that small subset of the player base, right, that has now Relic 9'd their clones because they've seen this split, right? They're like, oh god, I can get 2 teams at max score for this at the top tier. Hell yeah, I wasn't going to R9 these clones. I'll do it now because I can. And those people are going to get grumpy and disgruntled about their investment. Now, don't get me wrong. I still think it's a good investment. But R9s are still R9s. It's heavy invest.
Yeah, it's probably only a few people. Actually, I can't even really say that. I wonder how many people are actually doing like Relic 9 in the clones just for because they heard you can do the split.
Well,
because they're a fantastic team of Relic 9 anyways. Like you said, a lot of people are Relic 9 in them anyways because we knew they're going to be a raid team.
Yeah, I don't know what that number is. The only litmus test I have for that is this was brought up in my Discord a couple of days ago, and within 5 minutes I had 3 people said, I Relic 9'd it because I saw the split. And mine's not a big Discord community. I've got like 1,500 people in my Discord.
Okay.
And some of the bigger ones are, like 20, 30,000. So if I've got 3 people in my Discord that said it within minutes, there's probably quite a few people that have.
I'd be interested to know.
Yes, it would be interesting to know. It's probably something that we never will actually know for sure, right? But yeah, and to be honest, I don't think CG's going to be like, we're rolling back all your Relic 9s and we're giving you the materials back because we're making these changes. I'd be very surprised if CG did that.
I mean, they've done refunds before,
they have.
But I highly doubt they would do it for something like this. So,
yeah,
this just, if you're really Relic 9 in them just for this, they're a very good team anyways. You'll get good use out of them anyways. They'll still be a top tier raid team, and will still be one of like the easy. Even if they make the Underman impossible, they'll still be able to 3.6 with fuck if you have the. I don't know.
Yeah, you'll still have one good team.
I don't know.
At the very least. But you'll still have one good team at the very least, even if they do nerf it. But we don't know. We don't know. Like, this wouldn't be the first time we've seen CG saying, we're looking into this interaction, and then they didn't do anything about it. I'm still waiting for them to fix the Heroic Sith Phase 3 Anakin Night Sister interaction, right? Still waiting for that fix. How many years has that been, Wolfie? 7?
Oh god. Fucking something like that. I'm trying to remember. Probably like 22nd, 16, 17, 8. I don't know. It's been around forever.
Yeah.
It's so long ago. Holy crap.
Yeah, it's I mean, sometimes they don't.
For anybody who's unaware, we're talking about Phase 3 of the Heroic Sith Raid. There was this Night Sister, Janina Anakin sort of looping team where he would get a bonus turn, or it was a bonus turn or 100% turn meter, I forget which one, whenever somebody would die, and then it would like be turn meters, and Ventress would loop around and just keep the one, be able to like basically solo all of Phase 3 of the Heroic Sith Raid. And then Slacker came in and was like,
pissed all over everything. Yeah. It's important to phrase this in the context of this was before GLs were a thing.
Yeah.
Before GLs just completely ruined. Well, the reason our raids are how they are now is because of Galactic Legends.
Pretty much.
That's why we had such a big shift. Like their first attempt was changing it for the Challenge Rancor, where they were like, let's just make it really fucking hard to actually like survive any phase of the raid. And then
the
there were
heroic Rancor, it wasn't just that it was hard, it was also that it required like MMO levels of like coordination with 50 fucking people in an entire goddamn guild. When like I forgot how much damage the phases were, but when like everyone's doing 2% of the phase and you all need to hold damage just to make sure you don't like screw yourselves. I
think the first phase was like 22 or 28 million or something like that. Which
whatever it was, like if everyone in the guild was doing if everyone in the guild was like doing a couple percentage damage points, you had to like all submit at the same time and have your runs all saved, ready to go. And if you like got a text message on your phone and it went over the text message and you went back to the game and it bugged out and you have to like go look, no, wait, guys, don't submit, fuck, and then you're left there with like. And then you're left there with like 7 million left in the phase or like 7% left in the phase because a few people got screwed, and now it's impossible difficult to beat, and you're just like, all right, well, I guess we're screwed now. Sorry, that was fun.
Oh, man.
That was a poor choice.
Do you remember? Was it I can't remember what the team was. Was it a JMK Cat team with GK, and you had to mod GK for 0 speed, literally 0 speed in phase 1, because he needed to be like damage immune for so long because the Gamorrean guards would just one tap everybody on a basic. It was just like, we need him to be damage immune forever and not take any damage, and you got penalized for like attacking out a turn and stuff. I can't remember. I'm glad that raid bit the dust and disappeared forever.
That was
stupid.
That was
raid.
not a great raid.
No.
Can we say that was the worst raid they've done? I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, it's. I don't think we can.
I mean, I don't know.
I think the problem with it was basically a rework of the very first raid, and all they did was turn the dial up to 11, on difficulty, rather than here's a bunch of new mechanics. And here's a new way to play the raid. It didn't even get a lick of... I think they might have remodeled the Rancor and maybe Gamo Guard, but it's just like... They didn't do much.
They fucked with all the mechanics of it, though. You couldn't gain turn meter and stuff. You couldn't... Like, there was a lot of things they screwed with,
and you couldn't control the enemy's turn. You couldn't, like... Because that's how you beat the pit raid originally. You just TMR everything constantly. So they took all that away. So it just became... It felt lazy, almost. Because it was like... we were waiting for a raid, and the first thing that you get after the Heroic Sith raid, which is a really great raid, is, hey, let's get the original raid. Now it just sucks to play. But then, we had the crate raid, and the crate raid thematically and like aesthetically was really cool. But it was on a 3-day cycle, and you got burned out so fucking heavily because you're just like, I'm doing the same thing every 3 days. It is painful. Oh my god.
It was too much.
It was way too much. But, crate raid was actually pretty cool. It looked cool. So I was happy about that. What did we get after that? Was that the speeder bike raid then?
Endor.
Yeah, I can suck a chair.
Speeder bike.
Yeah, that was a stupid raid.
That one was pretty shit. And then I guess the Naboo raid is tough because like original iteration of the Naboo raid, it was complete absolute shit show, and then after they made the changes, it was like, okay, I can deal with this. I can drive 100%. With this. It was okay.
The position the Naboo raid is now, it's a good raid. We're a little bit jaded because we had it for like a year, or 9 months or however long it was. Like we're bored of it because we've done it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can only play something the same raid so many times before the shine's off the apple. But thematically, it's actually a pretty damn good raid. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And this new one, I don't think it's as mind-blowing as some of the previous raids, but I think they've done a lot of things right. It's quick. It's not really RNG based unless you're trying to run the trio clones. There's just not a whole lot to it. It's not very deep. That's the only problem.
Well, I think we can go back to the complaint that you have probably highlighted every time we've talked about the raid. I need a big baddie to fight. I need like an actual final boss. The only final boss we have is Vader gets into enrage and then just fucking bops your guys down in case you don't get max score, and then you just
for
die.
like 10 million damage, isn't it? It's like 10 million true damage.
I just see you wanted a bunch of zeros and was like, oh, okay, so I died now. Oh, lovely.
Yeah. I want that Lord Vader. Can we have that one? No, actually, could you imagine?
Right?
Oh, God.
Might be too much.
It might be a little bit too much. It might be a smidgen too much. 10 million true damage. They should give that to IPD when he blows up.
Fighting Lord Vader at the end should be mandatory. Darth Cliff, I actually agree. I would prefer if like fighting Lord Vader was an actual aspect of the raid and not just something that you avoid and try and get some extra points at the end. Like if they made that like an actual point, like an actual like phase of the battle, it'd be so much better. Like even something small like that would be an improvement.
I wish if you'd like saved all the Jedi, and you know how you don't have to go into Vader's in rage if you just save every Jedi. If you kill all of the clones and save the Jedi, he just walks off, right? He's just like, I don't have any time for this. It'd been so much cooler if he just force chokes you all and kills you all. Like, crash, snapped necks. Move on. You all succeeded. Good job, but now you're dead. That would be really funny to watch him do that to all the clones and Tarkin.
It would be. Sorry, I was reading. My mic settings have been fucked for a little bit, so I'm trying to see what's going on with them.
I can lower your volume a bit. Is he coming across too loud for a little bit? I don't know.
No, it's just I don't know. My compressor is not really all that high. You can turn it down a little bit, but it's not even all that high as it is now.
Yeah. They say you sound better today, which is good. So whatever you did, fixed it.
Anyways.
Yeah. It's a bit weird, right? I'd still say this raid is pretty good overall. I've had a lot of people just be bitter in comments on YouTube videos, but they're bitter about not having the teams to play, not so much about how the raid plays. They're bitter about, I don't have new Bad Batch, I don't have new Darkside clones, I don't have pirates, I don't have Mace, therefore this raid sucks. It's a shit raid. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not helpful. I want to, in the context of the actual mechanics of the raid, is it enjoyable? I think it's okay. I think it's a middle of the road raid. I'd say better than Endor. It took the good parts of the Endor speeder bike raid, which was it's quick and kind of mindless, and you can just blitz through your teams, happy days. And it got rid of the boring stuff, which was the stupid thematic of the raid. Fucking why speeder bike raid? Why Ewok butt cheeks? Why? All right, just stupid raid.
Oh, the butt cheeks. So
the
not
butt
to
cheeks.
detract from the butt cheeks, and also not to detract from the people's comments that you're getting over there, because that is absolutely a valid criticism of the teams not being available.
Oh god, yeah, 100%.
It would be nicer if there was more Jedi. If there was you could use old Bad Batch, which would make more sense. It would absolutely make a lot more sense. So those are absolutely valid criticisms of it. But just it's a little bit weird, and I think Casey Wonder in chat says something I sort of agree with. I wouldn't say it's necessarily boring, but it's a bit weird that we're giving it praise because the RNG things are at the beginning, so we don't have to worry about it too much. It's less bullshit to deal with. We can get it done nice and easy. It's less of it's less crap to deal with and everything. It's like we're able to get it done quickly as opposed to having to worry about long runs with long bits of RNG. It's like the best part about it is that we can not engage with it all that much. You know?
Yeah.
It's always one of the weirdest paradoxes with some of the things in this game. It's like, oh, it gets better when we don't need to actually engage with it.
It's a weird dichotomy, right? We love this game so much, we just don't want to play it, all right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, nobody wants
Difficult
to be frustrated,
words,
right?
But
Yeah. Nobody wants to be frustrated. Sure. I would definitely say overall the raid it's not perfect, but it's in a good spot. I would rather have a raid like this that's quick and easy than another Naboo that comes in is bugged to fuck and ill-balanced for half of the time it's there, and by the time it's fixed and in a good position, you're already sick of it. So we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely.
I was telling you before the stream, but people at home. Oh, go ahead, Wolfie. Actually, we can
I was
see
going
what
to
you
say to wrap this up. So what's your vote? What's the worst raid we've ever had?
Yeah, I do think it is the challenge Rancor. You see, for you know, it really is. To me, it's just a sucky raid. I used to dread playing that raid, just because I was like, it's not fun. It's not
even
fun.
After they updated it, because they changed that and made it less horrible. But even then, it wasn't great.
Yeah. I mean, and I think I look badly on the crate raid only because we played it so frequently that it really drove me nuts. And the mall team for me used to be so fucking annoying.
Oh.
Like the amount of times you would get to the second swallow from the crate and it would just swallow Maul and fuck up Maul's leadership so he doesn't call any assists. And you're like, well, that's 3 minutes of my time wasted, and now I'll have to do the whole fucking run again. Instead of, like you said, new raid, we find out if we've got the good RNG in the first 6.5 seconds, you know? Or 6.6 seconds, maybe.
Something like that. It is kind of annoying, just like, all right, and escape, and escape, and escape, and escape. After half an hour of that, you're just like, nope, okay, I'm going for a walk.
Yeah, a long walk off a very short cliff. No, short walk off a very... No, that's too dark for Tribe Talks. Far too dark. How about you, Wolfie? What's your voted most hated raid? Or least favorite, let's say.
No, that was my suggestion at the beginning.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. Challenge Rancor. Absolutely, so I thought that was the worst fucking raid. I'm right there with you.
We can put that one in the bin then. We're just like, I think it is actually in the bin as well, isn't it? Because you can play the original heroic pit, you can't play challenge tier pit anymore. It's just gone completely.
Oh,
yeah.
Haven't looked.
When they made the changes, I think, to go to crate, it disappeared at that point, I think. And they were like, we've only got the legacy raids and this new type of raid.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. I think that's the case. I might be just completely lying to you and not aware.
That does. No, that sounds familiar.
Yeah. So yeah, cool. I'm glad we agree. I've forgotten what I was going to say about some raids at some point.
We were talking about something before the stream. And...
Oh yes, pirates in the raid. Yeah.
Yarr!
So I have my Captain Ithano at Relic 8 now because I had some lucky pulls.
Captain who?
Exactly. Look at me.
Captain,
look at me.
I don't know.
I am the captain now. So
Captain, I don't know.
Yeah, Captain, that guy wearing red, basically.
Captain, I had to Google him because I didn't know.
Yeah, and you're like, The Force Awakens was so forgettable that I couldn't remember a 2.5 second clip of this dude sat down next to Finn.
Yeah. It's bad when I need to Google a character in Star Wars to see where the fuck they came from. I'm like,
people expect it of me. People expect it. They're like, Scribe doesn't know shit about Star Wars. He doesn't know anything outside of the films, and even then, his knowledge is sketchy at best. He's a casual Star Wars nerd. We don't trust him, but you do know your shit, so it's very different. But anyway. I decided, seeing as though I now have a leader for pirates, I'll test pirates in the raid, because my raid is live. I thought, fuck it, you know what, I'll just give it a go. I'll just give it a go. See what happens. Turns out they're trash. They're just garbage. I fully remodded with, like, god tier mods. They have a modifier which says, whenever they gain stacks of profit, the next attack they do does 10% max of their max health as damage to the enemy, which... I mean, it's just not a whole lot of damage, I'll be honest. It's not a whole lot of damage.
It will potentially be a lot of damage, assuming there's a lot of interaction with Prophet in the future. Because Prophet gives you 2% max health and tenacity per stack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's capped at 5.
That's Hondo buff over there. What's up?
It's capped at 5.
Oh, yeah, so that one is capped at 5. Hondo's is capped at 50. So if there's like ways to multiply that or raise that or change that or do something else over there or get extra benefits from the Prophet stacks where you're just like boosting your max health to insane fucking levels, I would hope that they would make them immune to percentage health damage because, you know, that would be, you know, fan-fucking-tastic.
Could you imagine? Well, I think it's true damage based on your max health.
Future be good.
So it's
that's even better.
Yeah, but the problem with it, as you know, with how the raid works, is the problem with it is the start of the raid is the difficult part. The end of the raid is easy. So at the start of the raid, you don't have any ramped max health. You don't have time to ramp it. If you can't kill the first wave before they execute the first Jedi, it's kind of like pointless. But
precisely.
The other problem that I faced with that is it just straight up didn't work, like, most of the time. I'd be like, okay, so I've started my turn. I had more buffs than I have debuffs. I see the little tick say profit. I was like, great, I have profit. Therefore, the next special attack that I use, or the next attack I use, is going to do true damage to the enemy equal to 10% of my max health. I use it, and fucking nothing happens. I'm like, all right, cool. So it just doesn't do anything. And then sometimes it would work.
This doesn't work.
It was just like, yeah, it just straight up wasn't doing anything. I was like, no. Why say you do stuff when stuff that you do doesn't reflect the things that you say it does?
Okay, look, we are talking about CG here. How many years have we had bonus turns triggering bonus turns when they say they shouldn't trigger bonus turns?
I had one of my patrons, Slan. He was doing he mirror matched Slack arrays, and that's a problem. Madman. It's a problem to mirror match Slack arrays in 3v3, because until all of your teams have taken a turn, you can't kill anyone.
Yeah.
So it's just Ray going back and forth. Both Rays going, my turn, my turn, my turn, nobody dying. So
I did that week 1, and it was literally just... Or week 1, week 2, I forget when I did it, but it was literally just... Ray kept on removing turn meter from Hux, so Hux never got a fucking turn.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there like, can I please kill somebody, please? Just like swiping for. I ended up like timing. I think I got down to like a solo slacker, but it's not a fun fight. It's absolutely absurd.
You can get around it so long as your slacker is faster and you don't take in a third. If you don't take in a third, then your slacker goes, then your Ray goes, so your team is gone. You can win from there. You know, things can die, right? But if your third never takes a turn, it's just like, good luck dying, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but regardless, that sort of bug should not exist. Yeah, but it does. No. But the profit one, I don't understand.
It's been around for way too long.
I don't understand why the profit in the raid is sometimes working, sometimes not. Now, I know in the post, the rebalancing post that CG put out, they said that they're going to rework Captain Athano's leadership. They're going to buff it because they're saying, turns out he's crap. Let's help him out a little bit, and also look at the pirate
Omega
faction.
Lead.
Is it? I don't think I don't even pay attention to that shit anymore. I just hit the upgrade button.
I was watching. I was trying to be careful I didn't put any Zetas I didn't want to on there. I was like, I'm not gonna put a Zeta on his lead if it's a Zeta. And I looked at his leadership and I'm like, 3 Omegas? What? I haven't seen one of those in a fucking long ass time. That's some crazy shit.
Yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, I'm glad that they're looking at his leadership and they're looking at. Well, they say they're going to assess how the pirate faction bonuses work, because the thing is there are no hero units for pirates right now. That's understandable, right? You'd think they would, because when they launched it, Captain Athana wasn't even in the game. None of the new pirates are in the game. Smee is not available, so they just didn't put any pirates as hero units, which has a significant influence a lot of the time. I imagine when we get to GL Hondo will probably have a hero bonus, but also there's no other bonuses in any of the tiers for pirates. I don't think, off the top of my head, I think there's just there's nothing for any of the other tiers that improve the pirate faction. So it's like they're just shit at all tiers.
I remember as I was reading through all that, I was noticing there was a very, very noticeable lack of pirate bonuses going on over there. I brought in Relic 9 Hondo, Relic 7 Nest and whatnot, and I couldn't even beat the Gear 12 tier. Like I had to go down to like the 450. Like it was absurd. I'm sitting there like, how is like? Yes, I get it. I get that it's not a full team, but at the same time, what the fuck?
I'm well over Relic. I should be smashing face at this tier. Yeah.
Yes. Like when you go into like a Galactic Challenge and you bring in a Relic character in the Gear 12 tier, you just smash it because you're bringing in a Relic 9 character into the fucking Gear 12 tier because that's how this game works. Apparently not in the raid. Apparently in the raid, you just get dicked on. It's
good. Like in some ways it's good because tier 0 is now a lot more accessible. Tier 0 has been like dumbed down heavily. It's I did it on my free-to-play alt account with a 5-star Gear 11 Keller and Beck with like 4 remaining Jedi, 5-star to 7-star, max Gear 12, minimum Gear 4, and I could still full clear the raid with like trash mods, fuck all Zetas, shitty team, and still got the 300k. It's like, so at least the tier 0 is like, I think, adequately easy. It's just as soon as you go up one tier, it just gets like they just throw balance at that difficulty spike just goes whee. It shoots all the way up. So I mean, on tier 1, the best thing I can say I've done is I've managed to solo tier 1 with Tarkin. I've seen it being able to be done with Hondo as well, but that's still just 450k, and from what I gather, it's sketch. So yeah. So yeah, it's the raid is interesting. I'm okay with it. I'm bated breath right now, waiting to see what CG does. I hope that they tell us relatively soon what they're going to do, and I hope they give us a good reason for it. Because if they're nerfing a bunch of stuff, then people are going to be angry about it. So they gotta control the masses a little bit, I think. Yeah.
And I think Hondo would be the best hero unit over there. In my head canon, I'm developing for this raid. There's a deleted scene that none of us ever saw or like knew about in episode 3, where Kenobi called his buddy Hondo and said, "Hey Hondo, remember that time you helped us out in the Clone Wars and you like delivered some weapons for us? I need you to help us out again. All right, we got to go rescue some Jedi. So I know you're a man, so we're gonna pay you, but you got to come and help me out. All right." So
for every youngling you save,
exactly,
you get how many thousands Republic credits? I don't know.
Right. Exactly.
I've actually got zero concept of how much is a good amount of credits. It's
idea.
Like, how does that convert to like dollars? Is 1,000 Republic credits like $1,000, or is it $10,000 or $100,000, or is it like $1? Who knows?
I don't actually know. Does anybody in chat know if they've ever like tried to compare like how much a Republic credit is versus? You're buying different shit over there.
It was a long time ago, so therefore inflation, right? Oh yeah,
there we go.
1,000 credits is probably like $1 million. That makes sense to me. Who cares about economies? That's fine. I don't know if you've ever watched Squid Game, but I always get really confused when they talk about the prize pool and they're like, it's 34 billion won or whatever it is, and you're like, I have no idea how much that is. Is that a lot, or is that just like 100,000?
I'm familiar with Squid Game. Never seen it all the way through or seen it at all. But yes, it is a concept of like what numbers for like foreign currencies are. It's just always like, this is just a number and it just has some meaning. I just have no fucking concept of understanding it whatsoever. And like when I talk about a millionaire over here in the States, it's just like a million over there is just like, okay, cool. Yep. That's nice. We're just chilling. So
that'll buy one potato. I think I don't think there was an official Facebook post, forum post by CG around Raid Army, but I'm pretty sure in Discord, Meathead had said that there are no plans for a Raid Army this time, which is interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure why, because I always felt like Raid Armies were at least a little bit popular. I've done every single one of them, and I'm still waiting for my refund on Scout. But
well, I mean, it's so easy to undersize. What do you even need to read on me?
you can at the undersize, if you apply a Tarkin Omi, you can solo at the 3.7 mil, 3.6 mil tier, you know, and then you can throw in Scorch with the rest of your clones and have a jolly good time. Scorch in that team, if you four-manned those clones and you just decided fuck having Tarkin, I bet that 3-man run is a lot easier with Scorch in there.
Probably.
You'd get Order 66 as soon as Fox takes a turn and dispels Scorch. So you're like, hey, Order 66, and that's going to help. Actually, by that point, you're already... Yeah, I don't think it even matters at that point. I guess it removes some of the RNG. Maybe, a little bit. Potentially.
Hopefully. He can take some hits.
He can take some hits.
Yeah, so the squishier clones will not die. Because they throw out big bombs. They put lots of damage, man. Oh my God.
You know who else throws out big bombs? Fucking Jawas. It just reminded me of the Jawas in Friday Night Gak. Oh God. Oh my God.
Oh, that was some funny shit. I'm so happy that worked.
Being that drunk playing Jawas against Finn Zori was, oh my God. Yeah, that was a trip, man. I feel like there should be an honorary Jawa battle every Gak now, because it's
Look, great. While you have the fucking Datacron, I mean, why the hell not?
Why not?
Right?
I mean, the thing is we get to go into 5s next time, and that team's going to be so much better in 5v5, because you'll be able to take in Queel and IG-11. So it's like, it's going to... It actually has potential. I'm like, oh, it could... I'm not saying it's going to take out GLs. It's not going to take out GLs. But I wouldn't be surprised if it takes out some pretty damn good teams in 5s. For terrible, terrible banners. But all the same.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
Atrocious banners. But you know what? It's going to be fun.
It will be fun.
I'm fully encouraged it. Even if it's just Zori a bunch of times, just make it happen.
Essex, that stream was 6.5 hours long. I fell asleep in my chair after I finished that stream, and Mrs. Scribbles came in and woke me up. She was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I fell asleep." She woke me up at 6:30 in the morning, and I was like, "Okay, I'm going to bed."
Good plan.
Yeah.
I approve.
Yeah, and then I got up at 11. It was a fun day. Squid Game jackpot is around $50 USD.
Oh God.
Yeah, 30 billion won, $50. I think it's several million.
50 million USD.
Oh, 50 million. Yeah, that makes more sense. Not $50. I would be very surprised if people went into Squid Game for the chance of winning $50.
Yeah.
But 50 million makes it a little bit more appealing. I would never go. You could not get. You would no matter what. I don't care how much debt I've got. I'm not doing that. Like, nope. Nope.
Yeah, I'm out. It sort of defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, kind of. You had me at $50.
50 goes to the last place. That's not how that works, MJ.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with the show, but that's not how that works.
Yeah.
All right?
You lose, you die, sir.
The last place winner, they're not gonna be able to do very much with $50.
No.
I hate to break it to you, but you know.
Yeah. Last place is the first loser, and they lose everything. And their winnings get thrown into the pool, so you definitely don't. Like, it's not like you get that $50 and it goes to your nearest and dearest. No, it's like that just goes into the pot. It's a brutal reality that they engage in. It was solo. It was definitely dark. I completely agree. So, pirates suck is what I was trying to say. I know it's very easy to say pirates suck when they have Sana, who has 0 pirate synergy.
Seriously, why the fuck is she even a pirate?
I don't even know. But I don't know anything about Sana. She turned up on a ship and said that Han Solo was her husband or some stuff. Something like that. I think that was a plot line in one of her comic books.
Sure.
Sure.
She's not a fucking pirate. Come on.
Yeah. The only pirate is Hondo.
Yes. Nesta's not a pirate. She's a scoundrel. She's got her is not
She's
a
a
pirate
scallywag.
with a pirate ship and everything.
Yeah.
She's the fucking. Or Ginger's allowed to be pirates. I'm just joking.
Yeah,
obviously
'cause
Redbeard. I'm joking.
Robin Redbreast over there. Yeah. But Captain Athano is a pirate, or he was. I mean, he had a pirate crew, so he counts. And so is Kix when we
Allegedly.
get Kix, and Quiggled when we get Quiggled. So yeah. Oh, we should be getting a new era battle next week, right?
Maybe, I guess.
It should be the Pirates era battle next week. I don't know if it's in the game at the minute.
I will not be getting a 7-star Athano, so I am going to try and
What,
go
like
for
ever?
a day one hunt. No, obviously I'm going to get him eventually. I'm getting him up to 6 stars by the end of this thing. So I'm assuming he'll be farmable before Hondo is
Oh god, yeah.
is released.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you've got 3 months before that happens, so you're going to be
trying
golden.
to save some cash.
Hell yeah. I mean, I don't blame you. Like, if you're going to do it, you do it in the early stages where you've got more
exactly.
time. But I've just had a look, actually, and I can see Nightfall era dropping on Tuesday, but I don't see the new pirate one. It should be on the same day. But I'm glad Nightfall era is battle is back, because we maxed that one, baby. Oh, we maxed that one.
Yeah, I can see Nightfall and there's no pirate one. Interesting.
Yeah, that's silly. But yes, we will be having an update. So it's true. It's never been added to the game, so maybe it just needs the new update.
Okay.
Which kind of makes sense, I suppose, because it just kind of makes sense. But we should also be having Crimes Against the Republic, I believe, and that's not there. So, and I definitely want Crimes Against the Republic to come back because we have all the juicy 2,000 crystals and more go to keypads, which this raid seems to be wanting to bleed me dry of. Oh, I do need to take Hondo up to Relic 9 now, Wolfie. You'll be so happy.
Yay! I say I've had Hondo Relic 9 pretty much since day one. He's an absolute badass, hell of a fucking unit, and I'm glad that he will be the newest GL.
Something tells me you're a bit biased.
Hate. I know everyone's hating on the pirates. Everyone's saying, fuck these guys, and why is it? You know what? It's fucking Hondo, man. All right, deal with it.
Yeah, he
fucking
deserves
deal
it.
with it.
Yeah.
All right. If Jabba the Hutt can be a GL, so can Hondo.
Exactly. And you know who's not a GL? Pirate Han. Thank God. Oh my lord.
Oh,
had to get one more guy tell me that Han is a pirate. One more guy. I'm not against a GL Han. Don't get me wrong.
You don't understand. There was that one time in that one scene where Lando, like you know Lando, he's a character in Star Wars. He specifically called Han a pirate. So I'm not sure if you know, but that's legally binding. That means he's a pirate. So where's Chewbacca's faction tag for Fuzzball? Laugh it up, Fuzzball. Shit. All right, they got some updates to do.
CG, get working on that Fuzzball faction right now. All right.
While you're at it, please add the Nerf Herder faction to Han.
Bubba Joe, I think 100% Han should be a GL at some point. It's just the pirate faction tag that was moronic in my opinion.
Yes.
He's not a goddamn pirate, guys. Not a pirate. Scruffy looking and Nerf Herder. Those are two more faction tags that we need. I will personally don the scruffy looking tag.
Don't forget the walking carpet tag.
Yeah. I mean, we're just giving CG so much raw knowledge here. We're giving them everything that they need to succeed in the game of let's make new factions for the game. And could you imagine the level of detail they're going to have to go into to make sure all these synergies work correctly? It's going to be a trip.
Scruffy looking. I think that probably all the Wookiees would qualify.
Yeah, they also get Fuzzball.
I would say Saw is probably scruffy looking.
I'd say so.
Kyle's probably scruffy. We can make a whole list of all the scruffy looking characters.
Yeah.
And get some whole new synergies going on over here.
Definitely.
Right?
I don't know how many people would get Nerf Herder, though.
Nerf Herder. Probably not many.
No, I mean, obviously Luke has
one.
to. Clearly.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Old Man Rex. We can give him a Nerf Herder. Yeah.
He does not.
I'm good with that.
Oh, sorry, Nerf Herder. I thought you were going scruffy looking. I was saying he does not look scruffy. He's got a distinguished, glorious beard. All right?
He does.
It's not scruffy.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's good. He's got his shit sorted.
I want that level of glorious white beard when I'm old and frail in 6 weeks' time. Alas, my face groweth very little facial hair, and it's not fully white.
Got to work on that.
I got to work on that. I just need to like water it a little bit more frequently. I think that's how growing a beard works, isn't it, Wolfie?
Yeah.
Help me out here, bro.
Exactly. Gotta get the right like fertilizers and stuff. So.
Do I need to get pesticides on there, or are we okay? I don't need to worry about like caterpillars and shit eating my facial hair.
I don't think caterpillars are much of a concern.
Do you sleep in a flower bed?
A very appropriate question. Do you? Why did that come up?
No.
Are you making some confession over here now? Scribe, do
Yes,
tell.
yes, I am actually part plant. Which is funny because I very rarely see the sun. Like Nosferatu, you know. I'm sure we had something to talk about, but I'm going to leave you to solo manage this stream while I grab a beer because I'm worth it.
Scribble wants a beer. Scribble is getting a beer. Because apparently he is part plant and plants now have beer. He needs to be fucking watered. He's so much of a plant. Ha! Got him! No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, Captain fucking Athano apparently kind of sucks. Is Gak tonight or tomorrow? Cassidy, Gak will be tomorrow for Scribble, will be tonight for myself. I'll be live in a couple hours. He'll be live in about 21 hours or so. Something like that for GAC. Yes, he usually does his GAC 2 hours before the end. But I unfortunately cannot do that because I live in the States and I will be working when GAC ends, which is kind of sucky. It is definitely a significant tactical advantage that you have if you are able to go like right as the phase like if you're able to go like towards the end of the phase change, because you're able to see like what your opponent does and they're forced to attack you first, then you can like make your battle plan based off of what they actually did and how they performed and everything. So you have a nice little bump up in the tactical abilities over there, rather tactical opportunities. So it's a little bit annoying when you're sort of forced to always be attacking first and your opponent always has the advantage, but you know what? It happens. My main man on the East Coast, hell yeah, Robbie. We chilling in Jersey. You know how it be. I want to know if Athano can even clear the air battle. They performed worse than Apple did for the Nightfall's first run. You know, Smeagol, that is like... It remains to be seen, obviously, because we don't know how it's going to be. They did make the second era battle a lot fucking easier, or like the more recent era battle a lot fucking easier with the Jedi, as opposed to the one with the clones. So they might make it so stupidly easy that Athano can clear it on his own.
And to be honest, as well, if it works, if Captain Athano is good against low numbers of enemies, because he gains foresight every single turn. Every turn he takes. So if he's only facing off against like 2 enemies, he can almost be unhittable. Because if you mod him for enough speed, he's going to keep going, and they're just going to miss, and he'll take a turn, and he'll miss. And that's kind of cool. But if he faces off against like a wave of 5, then he's going to struggle. So, yeah. I have faith. They like you said, they balanced Crimes Against the Republic a little bit easier. And I think it's in their interest too, because it does encourage people to just wail a little bit in order to get those free shards for the first 2 tiers. right? And that's a good incentive because it's really good, like for early game players or even the mid game and late game people that are not whaling. It's a really good source of shards.
Absolutely.
So,
Good to get like at least a little bit of investment over there. Get some
for sure.
Some sort of return. But
just-
the new air battles have been a nice addition to the.
I love them.
I guess to the game, to the resources, the income, the everything. Just been a nice overall addition.
Yeah. So I just wanted to double check on the era battles to see what we were supposed to be getting this coming week. So I'll put it in a chat for you and I, Wolfie, there. But you can see that the purple ones, the first purple marquee there is Captain Athano. The purple era battles are obviously the new pirate ones. The green ones are Crimes Against the Republic, and the orange one is Nightfall era. But they've got Nightfall era in, but not Crimes Against the Republic and not the new pirate one. So I'm hoping they add it with the update tomorrow, because we should have more era battles than this.
Yeah, there should be fucking 3 of them going.
Yeah. So I'm hoping they fix that. I'll ping Meathead early tomorrow and be like, I'm sure you're aware, but...
Unless that happens in between them?
Sorry?
Unless it actually does happen in between them?
Yeah, so the one that is in between is supposed to be Nightfall era. So Nightfall era should be Wednesday. And those should be Tuesday and Thursday on Crimes Against the Republic, and the new one, I can't remember what they've called, Era of Piracy one.
I don't know. I don't really pay much attention to the names of all the events and stuff. I just call them the Clone era battle and the this era battle, the Jedi era battle. I pay zero fucking attention to the actual names of that they put into it. I'm sure they have spent hours and hours in meetings and trying to come up with names and whatnot for all these era battles and stuff. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Keep doing your thing, but I just call it it's the pirate battle.
It's the Jedi one,
battle.
and it's the cloney one. Yeah. So Sol, to answer your question, I cleared every single tier at 3-star with just Apo and CX2 in Nightfall era. You could totally... It was horrendous. It would take hours of RNG, but you could do it with just 2 on all tiers at 3 stars. Do not try. Well, I mean, you can't really try. You can next week, but it was possible. You needed really good modding and a whole boatload of RNG, where they just had to keep on going after your Apo and couldn't kill him because Lord Vader is alive, and not, deal a whole lot of damage. And then you had to dodge the attack from Jocastanu at the end. It was stupid. It was dumb. Don't try it.
It sucked.
Don't try it. It was not a good time. It's a lot easier when you...
You underestimate my power!
You underestimate my power!
Oh god, but yeah, that was not a fun one. I remember I just press auto and hope for the best, and then didn't clear, and was just like, okay, cool. I guess I'm not clearing.
Yeah.
We'll get it next time.
We'll get them next time, boys. Yeah, I mean, you could do that whole, hey, let's go in, press auto, just spend 4 hours doing it. Eventually, you'll get the RNG. Eventually, it'll happen.
Probably.
But most people have more sanity than that. Most.
Yeah. Of course, most people don't play this game. Most.
Yeah.
As it were.
Exactly. Well, so when you're talking about which tiers are most feasible, tier 4, the funny thing about that is if you've got them at Relic 9, the later tiers are more feasible than the early tiers because your Lord Vader is much stronger. I know it sounds bizarre, but it's easy. Tier 4 is actually, in my opinion, the hardest one to 3-star because your Lord Vader is made of paper. He just dies really quickly. He scales a little bit better in the later tiers. So, I mean, that's how I found it. I found tier 5 and tier 6 to be easier than tier 4. Yeah, so is what it is. I'm hoping that they correct the snafu, but it feels like hang on, 2 days and 20 hours is still Wednesday. So Nightfall Era Battle is in for the right time.
Okay.
So we can hold bated breath to make sure that Crimes Against the Republic and the New Era Battle comes in, and we can all be like next week. We could all be like 100 million credits richer if you do all the tiers, because it's ridiculous amounts of credits that they give for Era Battles. It's like
credits.
Crazy. Yes,
we
credits.
don't need no stinking credits.
No, they won't.
Yo, I don't do a whole lot of remodding, I guess, for TW and stuff. So I don't I'm not actually credit poor right now. So I'm doing fucking fine on credits.
I'm absolutely fine on credits as well, but it's because of these Era Battles. I actually can't spend my credits fast enough. I do a whole lot of remodding all the fucking time, and I can't get it below 250 mil credits right now. I try my damnedest. I refresh my mod energy 6 times a day. I refresh the mod store looking for mods to buy, and it's always for fucking fleet currency. That's the good ones, not the normal credits. So I'm fleet poor.
That does happen a lot.
And I remod a lot, and I roll a lot of mods, and I just cannot spend my credits because Era Battles come around and they're just like, yeah, just have 20 million credits for today. And then they come back 2 days later and they're like, have some more. I'm like, shit, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that works. How fucking many credits do I have? Hold on. I know I'm in the lots of millions. Where's the easiest way to see my credits?
I'm in the all of the millions.
767 million.
Oh,
I'm in the Boeing levels.
Yes. You just need to get up to another 7 million. 767. Yeah. Today I hit an amazing milestone.
767.7.
767.7. Nice. I hit an amazing milestone today on my free-to-play alt account. I somehow managed to sneak in and get 10th in fleet.
Ooh.
I was very proud of that. That's 200 crystals. I don't even have Executor yet.
Dude, well done.
I'm running Tarkin with the Executor lineup, and I managed to beat an Executor that didn't have Punishing One, and he was set at 10th. I was like, wait, what? I can do that? It was like a 4-star Executor with, Razor Crest, Houndstooth, and Xanadu Blood. And I beat, and it wasn't even close. I fucking destroyed it. I was like, oh, all right, okay. And now I got 10th. So 200 crystals for me. Good
shit.
In 9 days' time, the Executor event rolls around, and I should be able to unlock it. So I'm super happy about that.
And that's definitely a significant bonus over there, getting that fleet going up over there. If you were able to consistently stay in the top 10, I'm sure I don't gotta tell you. That is such a fucking boost.
Oh, it's huge, dude.
So
it's absolutely huge. I'm just gonna hope that the fleet shard that I'm in are sensible and kind people, not people that are gonna try and snipe me all the time.
Right.
I'm quite happy to go around and be part of a group of people that can say, okay, your payout is such and such, your payout is such and such time. Let's work with each other to make sure everybody gets first when their payout is. Let's not fuck each other over. Let's help each other, right? I'm hoping it's like that, and it's not like some sort of shard mafia where they try to exclude people from getting into top 10. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Oh, God, yeah. I feel good. So, happy days. I know that I would now.
I feel good. Anyways.
Yeah. There was something I was going to ask you, Wolfie. And yet...
42.
Oh, cool. That is the answer to life, the universe, and
there we
everything.
Go. Figured it out.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, I don't think I've picked your brains about this, actually, Wolfie. Who do you think we're going to have, apart from new marquees, for GL Hondo as requirements? You know Hondo's interactions in the Star Wars universe. I know them not.
Sorry, my camera's being a dick right now and is overexposing the fuck out of me for some unexplained reason. I don't know why. It's just being an absolute jackass to new. All right, there we go. It just fixed itself.
Yeah,
cool.
You look beautiful.
Much better. Anyways, I'm sorry. What was the question?
The question was, outside of the new marquees, who do you think is going to be a requirement for GL Hondo?
Ezra is already a requirement. So that was like the obvious one. Kenobi's got to be on there somewhere. Anakin is probably going to be there too. Count Dooku as well. Ahsoka wouldn't surprise me. Like if you think about like Hondo's actual interactions with people in like the Clone Wars TV show,
I'd love to.
He held Dooku prisoner at some point. Like he found him on this crash landed on this planet while Anakin and Kenobi were chasing him down.
The pirate lord casually kidnaps a Sith Lord.
Yes.
Okay.
He stole his lightsabers. Somehow picked his lightsabers off him. I don't know how. Got him into a prison. Was trying to hold him for ransom and whatnot. So I would assume Dooku is going to be in there in some way, shape, or form as a requirement. Kenobi and Anakin were sent to go and rescue or go and collect Dooku and get the what do you call it? Get the payment and everything.
Okay.
So they would probably be over there. And actually, it'd be kind of funny if they wanted to do a legendary requirement. They could sort of shoe in Jar Jar, because Jar Jar was sent to go deliver the payment, and he ended up rescuing Anakin and Kenobi after they were taken captive by Hondo as well, because he ended up getting them too.
Yeah. I'm half expecting. Now, I know this one's out of left field, but I'm half expecting Afra to be a requirement. Not because she has any connection, but we already need to get Hondo, and Sana, presumably as a pirate, may be a requirement. And that'll be for CG. It would just be like, hey, let's fucking force them to just go and get a legendary that nobody gets because Afra's just not amazingly useful to most people. But I don't know if Sana has ever had any interaction with Hondo ever in any kind of media. Not Sana, sorry.
Goddamn
Afra.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and none whatsoever. They're from the same comic book series. I don't know if there's any interaction at all in any way, shape, or form, or what. But just, I don't know if they would include her. They could, just general sort of scoundrelly type of stuff. But if they want, I'm just thinking about like people who are in game also that he's had like actual contact with in the Clone Wars and the Rebels show and that sort of stuff, and that would primarily be a lot of Jedi.
A lot of Jedi.
Potentially Saw actually.
Saw really?
One of the things that he had done in the Clone Wars was he had delivered weapons to I believe it was it Ryloth? Was the where he's from? Not Ryloth. I forgot the name of Saw's home planet.
It's a place.
Crazy. It's a place. Somebody in chat will remind me, and I'll be like, God damn it, it's the wrong one. Anyways, so they were like leading a rebellion and whatnot. No, Ryloth is the what do you call it? Is that it's a Gerudo land? Onderon. There we go. Thank you very much.
Onderon.
Onderon. Okay. Yes. So yeah, they were delivering. So Onderon, they were like part of this rebellion, whatever, to the Separatists that the Galactic Republic was trying to help foster, and they were like doing some clandestine operations and doing some stuff to try and undermine the Separatists as they were going around. So they ended up supplying some weapons to the Onderon movement through Hondo, delivered them to help out Saw's crew, him and his sister and everything.
All right, fair. So there's a connection there at least, and I'm okay with that. That's enough of a connection as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
I've seen some people in the chat saying Aura Singh as well. Did they have any
Aura and Hondo? Yeah, they actually they used to hook up.
Oh well, she's got. They used to bump uglies. Then hell yeah, dude, they would have some of the ugliest kids. I gotta be honest. They would not be good-looking kids, man. God damn.
That'd be pretty terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Boba Fett would make sense as well. They had some interaction too. So,
Boba Fett, OG Boba.
Yeah, I mean, young Boba, because he was a child during the Clone Wars.
All right, we're getting young Boba, ladies and gentlemen. Young Boba coming to the game.
We're saying like current characters already in game. If we got young Boba, that would be kind of cool, because he actually was like a bounty hunter leader in.
Oh really?
Like in the actual like Clone Wars. Oh yeah. He led a mission in one of like the later Clone Wars episodes, with Bosk, with a couple random bounty hunters, which we don't have in game.
Fair.
But he ended up hiring Asajj Ventress for a mission, and she ended up just like running the entire thing and like completing the mission herself. And then got pissed off at Boba for being a little fucking punk and not telling him what the mission was all about. I'm sure you don't care about spoilers, but they were delivering this person to be the bride of this whatever Lord King person, whatever thing was like the bounty that they were delivering. Ventress found out there was a person she was delivering, and she was like, "Oh fuck this! I have morals now, so we're not doing this."
I don't care if I was a Sith apprentice. I have morals.
So she delivers the chest. It's like a little fucking like chest, like a treasure chest looking thing that had a person in it, and then like collects her money and runs off, and then she ends up freeing the girl, and the king ruler whatever opens the chest to find young Boba Fett tied up in there, just going like.
I mean, if
so, Ventress turned on him and just it was hilarious.
If we do get young Boba Fett, I'm hoping he's got one ability called Stink Eye, because that look he gives Kenobi in Attack of the Clones, is it? When he like buzzes in on Jango Fett's dormitory on Geonosis, like the kid actor gives Kenobi a hell of a look. he's like, it's like Kenobi's covered in shit or something. He's like,
pretty much, yeah.
So yeah, if we get young Boba, I want one ability called Stink Eye, where he just glares at someone and puts speed down on them.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
I mean,
it would have to be a little bit better than just that. But we all know Disney's position on kid units. They don't tend to engage, but that doesn't mean it can't happen.
He's an exception because he actually was like a combat unit and he did stuff as a bounty hunter and everything. So I think he is probably somebody that they could justify actually putting in the game. Have a young Boba Fett in there. That's somebody I could see putting. Obviously not from Attack of the Clones, from the Clone Wars when he was actually, donned some armor and was leading a crew and was like doing stuff in there. So I think there probably is like justification to have him in there.
Fair. I could see us. They're just, if anything, just use OG Boba. Problem is, there's a lot of these characters. I know that's the nature of the game now. It's been so long. We've got so many legendary characters. There's a lot of bleed over here of requirements with other GLs and other legendary units.
It's inescapable.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, like, Boba Fett's a requirement. Dooku's a requirement at R8, I think, right? Aura Singh's a requirement at R5. Jedi Anakin, already an R7 requirement, I want to say. Who else did we say?
So.
A version of Ahsoka. I mean, hell, they're all Relic 9 requirements for Clan.
Yeah.
It's just, So part of me is like, this might be the easiest unlock ever. The other side of me is like, are we going to get a bunch of really high Relic trash characters as requirements here? Are they going to be like, R9 Boba? Well, actually, R9 Boba wouldn't be a terrible requirement. R9 Aura Singh would be awful.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, a lot of them are just going to be like pushing up the Relic levels. Mm-hmm. That's kind of all that they really can do, because it's inevitable there will be crossover in the requirements. There's only so many characters in the game, so...
I mean, the first tier
What are you
had
gonna do?
Veteran Smuggler Chewbacca at Relic 7, which is... I understand why they did it, because they're like, people don't invest Relic levels in Veteran Chewie outside of the R3 requirement for Rey? Slacker?
For Ray.
Yeah.
Ray.
Nobody takes him up. That's because he's a garbage unit. Doesn't do anything, realistically speaking. So, but the rest of the requirements seem really low, apart from R9 Hondo, right?
Yeah.
Captain Athano is only Relic 3. Historically, they've been like new marquees, Relic 7. No, like minimum. Ezra Bridger, Relic 6. Easy. He was already an R5 requirement for GL Ahsoka. So it's like, these feel a lot easier than what we got for Glat, apart from the fact that there's an R9 Hondo. But there aren't 3 versions of Hondo in the game, so we're not going to get 3 more R9s. I'm just wondering. I don't know. So it's going to be interesting.
Well, it's also a case of we've had so many of these characters for so long that we just have them all these higher relic levels that any amount that they ask for us it's not gonna feel as as impactful, as crazy and whatnot, just because we have so much shit already at these crazy ass higher relic levels. So it's just by the nature of the game as we're going, it's just like, what if we do like this character to relic 8 or 9 or something, or maybe.
So tell me, Wolfie, did Hondo ever interact with Ugnaught?
So he had an Ugnaught buddy. People were chilling.
I was joking. Fuck.
So people were saying in chat, Essex called out Melch a bunch of times. He actually did have an Ugnaught buddy whose name was Melch.
Oh my god. They're just gonna rename Ugnaught as Melch. They're gonna rename Ugnaught as Melch. God damn.
I did know you were joking, but the answer is yes.
I didn't know who Melch was. I saw Essex say Melch, but I didn't know who that was. I was just like, that's a person. You were just talking about, they're gonna get some trashy characters and make us relic them, and I was thinking, well, my Ugnaught is like Gear 4. He's like one of the 5 or 6 characters that is not currently relicked in my roster. Him, Jedi Knight Guardian, IPD, some other people that I can't remember off the top of my head. So it's Clone Wars Chewbacca. My Clone Wars Chewbacca is still like Gear 4 from when I first started playing the game. You monster! Clone Wars Chewie, I don't like him.
Big deal as Morgan. Yeah.
What?
I was saying like another ugly alien who was a buddy of a business partner of Hondo's as Morgan.
As Morgan. Yes.
But I don't know. I don't think they're gonna bring in him. Actually, they're definitely not bringing in him because we already know all the marquees that are coming out.
Yeah, we already know all the marquees, and I think it's safe for us to assume that Kix and Quiggold definitely 100% are going to be requirements for Hondo. It's quite likely that the new Skelly Crew ones are, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're not. I wouldn't be surprised if Silvo and Vane and Brutus are not requirements for Hondo, because this means we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 tiers, but we've only got 3 more marquees, so that only puts us a marquee. It puts us a little bit short of having 1 new marquee for each tier, but I don't know. I would assume that we would have every marquee coming up as a requirement in some way.
Yeah, there's like 6 marquees coming, right?
Yeah, but what I mean is it doesn't feel like Captain Silvo would be a requirement for Hondo. I was like, they had no interaction apart from the fact that
I thought they were doing all the marquees.
Well, there's no confirmation of that. There's we're just assuming, right? Yeah, we're just assuming. Yeah. They haven't said, but it's just a safe assumption to make, right? Because that's what CG does. It's like, hey, we're releasing new characters. That's a GL requirement right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It seemed like a safe assumption. Okay, if they did all of these requirements for fucking legendary Mace, then I don't know why they wouldn't do the same thing for a Galactic Legend.
Yeah. It's a crazy time. It's a crazy time. I've got I think the only one I'm missing right now is R9 Hondo, and I'm just not going to do it until I have to because I have no R9 mats.
Excuse me. What do you mean until you have to?
Yeah, until I have to.
You always like that's just given. You have
always
to
have to.
Hondo.
It's Hondo.
It's a given. Like what are you waiting for?
I don't understand the words that you just said.
This has been a necessity for years now. Like for decades, this has been a necessity. Like,
before the game was made and we had any concept of relic levels.
Centuries.
It was written in stone. All right. It was
down from on high.
The first words out of baby Jesus's mouth was "You must relic 9 Hondo." Yeah, that's how it happened. That's how it happened.
There we go.
So, hey,
I'm glad we can agree.
Michael over here is saying Zeb and Kanan. I would be so down for that because my Zeb and Kanan are relic 9 already. So yeah, let's do R9 Phoenix, baby. Let's go. I'm ready.
That would make sense actually, because he had some interaction in Rebels with them. He ended up helping Zeb find his people, like some more people of his race, and then guide them to his original home planet. Like while being chased by the Empire through this like crazy like. I don't even know what the hell you call this thing. It was like this crazy, like maelstrom sort of storm they were going through in space, and
cool.
He managed to like Hondo was just chilling as as like Zeb is navigating through this thing using like crazy whatever's Lasat magic and going through stuff, and he ended up meeting up with his home people and was able to get through it, and they mapped it out and whatnot. It was a very happy ending,
and there was much rejoicing.
Hondo wanted profit, obviously, but you know.
Of course he does. I mean, a man has needs. So, yeah. So, Tides... Jod Nana Wood is one of the marquees, but it's under the guise of Captain Silver. So, I imagine they're saving Jod for a future release. Because it feels like Jod's character arc is not finished with. Feels like they're going to come back and revisit that character in some other form of media. Because he was fucking cool. And his character arc and his character seems complex. So I like him. I hope he comes back in some form or another. Not necessarily Skeleton Crew Season 2. Not against that. But in some form of Star Wars media, bring back Jude Law as Jod Nana Wood. It's a cool character.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Fan-fucking-tastic job. And again, I know we've talked about this before, but I was not expecting a whole lot out of Skeleton Crew. And goddamn, it was just a ton of fun. Great show. You know, not like the world-defining, game-changing, you know, deepest thing that's ever been written, but just a good fucking show.
It was fun and enjoyable.
Adventure. Yeah. Solid adventure, and just way to be.
It's what a lot of TV shows should be. Just like, it's entertainment. It's fun. That's cool. I'm on board. Let's do more of this sort of thing. Like you said, not everything has to be really highbrow, absolute cinema. It can just be a fun show.
Not everything has to be Andor, you know?
Exactly. We can't... The thing is if everything is Andor levels of quality, then nothing is Andor levels of quality. You know?
I don't subscribe to that. If everything is awesome, then everything is awesome. It's not that everything becomes shit because everything is awesome. Everything is just awesome then, you know? It's just more awesome.
You have to have some of the stinky bits in order to really appreciate the cheese. What the fuck?
But what if the stinky is the cheese?
The cheese is often stinky, good sir. What kind of cheese are you having, boy?
Oh, dear me. Man.
Yeah. I don't think Ryan Gosling is the new Black Panther. No, he's a White Panther. He is potentially playing the character that is an adoptive son of the Wakandan people, a white person who never gets given the Black Panther role, but you know, is still a badass. I don't care. It's fine. Why not? I don't know his Marvel background story for that character. That's the White Wolf, I think, is his character arc. which they called Bucky very briefly in
Hey,
Infinity
that's
War.
me.
I'm both white and the wolf. I think you'll find
Yay!
your Wolfie the White. That's very different. It's very. I mean, they sound similar, but I think thematically very different. So yeah, it's good times. It's good times. I can't wait. Are you excited for GL Hondo then, Wolfie, or do you just not care? I mean, Hondo's kind of a niche character, kind of shit, right? Kind of useless. He's
just trying to trigger me.
He's just
trying to get me all worked up. You motherfucker!
Right, that's it. Tribe Talks is over. Never again.
It's cancelled. Man.
Oh, we should probably check out Talks. Actually, Tribe Talks questions.
Oh yeah.
Because we are getting on a little bit. Let's see what we got, baby.
Absolutely are. Yeah. Let's check questions.
We got some questions, baby.
Then I get some food.
I gotta get my munch on. All right, so Tren asks, Prime Palps, Vader, and Maul are coming for me. Or you. You get to pick 5 Jedi to try and protect you. No Jedi Knight Anakin. Who are you picking? If you think it's going to be an easy answer, then no Mace either. Oh, okay. So, Prime Palpatine, Darth Vader, and Maul are trying to kill us, Wolfie. We are allowed to have 5 Jedi to protect us, but you're not allowed to have Anakin. Who are you picking?
Can I pick Lightside Starkiller?
Yeah. I don't even need the rest. Just him. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
I'm gonna put Lightside Starkiller. I guess I'd put Yoda there too.
Grandmaster Yoda. Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, why would you not have Luke? It would kind of make sense to have Luke.
Are we spanning timelines here? Because Luke come down.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So yeah. I mean, he did say tentatively kind of ban Mace as well. But what we got? Yoda, Luke, Galen Marek, basically, right?
I mean, we gotta have Kenobi there because he did take
the
down
negotiator
Vader once already. So
Yeah, with polystyrene rocks.
So, dude, that was so bad. Oh my god! Can I just say in the Kenobi show?
What a way to ruin the moment.
They're like, dude, just throwing fucking rocks. They just like what? Just
the thing is,
what is?
It could have been the coolest fucking moment. It looked great cinematically until they just bounced off him, and then you're like, oh, well, this is stupid.
Yeah, he's wearing armor and just like a little ping 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 ping. And what is going on? Right? Who signed off on this? I don't know what. Yeah. That's basically my reaction.
So one last Jedi then.
Oh, Revan. Fuck. Yeah, big deal knows. Revan.
Oh god, we clear. I mean, technically what we should have done is we should have just said Rey because she's all the Jedi and therefore we win.
Oh. Yeah, Rey is all the Jedi.
She's literally all of the Jedi. Yeah, all right.
Done.
Suck on them apples. All right, good question. Thank you, Trent.
I like it.
I like it a lot. Bubba Joe says, now that we are a week into the Order 66 raid, considering all the undermanned teams possible, and some people have pointed out the pirates may not be needed, is it possible the raid is too easy? Well, we've touched on that
a lot.
We've had full on coitus with that question in this stream, so I don't think we need to answer that one. Does it need to be nerfed? I think potentially yes, but they need to be very careful about it. Is how I would phrase that. All right, so Zoidberg asks, when the inevitable Welsh meetup of the Tribe Talks Podcore happens, what's the first thing you want to drink as a collective? I mean, if
Whiskey.
we don't have shots as the first thing, I think we failed, right?
It's whiskey.
It's
like,
it's
why
whiskey.
is this even a question? Shots of whiskey.
Exactly.
Like this should go without saying. I'm disappointed in you, Zoidberg.
And after that, I'm going to have a nice, delicious pint of Guinness because I like to have a pint of Guinness when I'm sat down in a pub. But yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Ever had Screwball? Yes, I have, Smirkgrass. I've tried Screwball. I got a shot at a bar that I used to go to a lot, and they gave me like a half shot for free just to like to taste it. And I am glad that I didn't have a full shot.
What is a screwball? What is it?
It's peanut butter flavored whiskey.
Okay, see, now I love peanut butter and I love whiskey,
So
but I'm
do
not
I.
sure I love those two things together.
You don't.
You don't. Believe me. You do not love those two things together.
I'll answer for you that you don't.
See, in the UK, a
was not
screwball
good.
is a type of ice cream. All right, it was these ice cream that came in this plastic cone. You know how you've got a normal cone for an ice cream, and it's just like it's a cone. You put your ice cream thing in it, right? So in the UK, there was a thing called a screwball ice cream, which was a plastic cone ice cream, and at the bottom it had like a little gobstopper, and you have to eat your way through the ice cream to get to the gobstopper at the end. You're like, oh, now I've got a nice chewy gobstopper thing to finish off, and that's a screwball. So yeah, it was a nice kid-friendly ice cream. I'm not sure what a kid-unfriendly ice cream is like, but yeah. Okay, so Bubba Joe says, same things. Being exactly 1 week into the brand new era, it seems like an appropriate time to speculate on the era following the pirates.
Oh God.
Oh God. The two theories that I've bandied
Way too early
around
for that.
are Andor and an era of pirate ships to match the pirates. I mean, that would just feel like pirates again. So I don't think it'll be... I think we should get some pirate ships. I think it is definitely way too early to speculate. But the only thing I would say is that the next era is going to end up at the end of this year. And the end of this year is also the 10th anniversary of The Force Awakens. Not saying I want Force Awakens content. But CG tends to do stuff for anniversaries. You know... That's why we had the Naboo raid. That's why we had Order 66 raid. I'm not saying we're getting a raid. We're definitely not getting a raid, but I'm sure... And we're just getting Maz Kanata as a Conquest character. That'll go nicely into The Force Awakens, where we can have, you know, Simon Pegg's character that says 1/4 portion. That's who we'll get.
1/4 portion.
That's the exact character that we're going to get. And we're going to get Daniel Craig's First Order Stormtrooper cameo appearance, but you just won't notice him. Or maybe we'll get the First Order Executioner guy with the stun baton.
That would be down for, actually.
And it ends up in an unlock of Snoke. There you go. Nailed it. We're getting a Force Awakens 10th anniversary legendary unlock for Snoke.
I mean, if they actually did like a fleet content sort of thing and just made like the next era just the era of like the fleets, and
I would be happy.
Gave us some pirate ships, gave us some, gave us the Fondor from Luthen's Fondor from Andor, gave us like a few other things with that, and just like bolstered a couple other things. I'd be down.
Yeah,
100%.
Give us Praetorian Guards and Snoke, and I'd be quite happy. But no, I want fleet. I want fleet more. I want fleet more than anything else, because I don't even care what the fleet is. Genuinely, you could give me Ewok gliders, and I'd be like, "Yep, this is new meta fleet. I'm okay with it."
Cassidy, we don't mean the executioner with the axe. We mean like the guy from Force Awakens who's got like the baton thing that he spins around. He's like, "Look at me, I'm all fancy and stuff," and then dies.
Beats the crap out of Finn. That guy. Oh, and that guy, because he was actually he was a badass. He was a badass. He did well, and his model is already in the game, isn't he? In like Rey's GL event. I think it's I think he there's going back a long time ago for me now, but I'm pretty sure those guys with the electric stun baton things are in Rey's GL event.
It is possible.
So yeah. All right. That's so I guess we're both going along the lines of maybe capital ships, maybe Force Awakens era. I would say Force Awakens era ending in a Snoke legendary. Lalna says, now that we have nearly 2 full rounds of GAC 3v3 and 2 territory war with Jedi Master Mace Windu, what's your opinion on his team? Is he performing as well as you expected, or do you think he's a bit weaker? What's your thoughts, Wolfie?
I haven't used him very much on offense, so it's tough to really say. Defense, he's done some good work for me. He's gotten me some holds. He's been doing all right. Nothing crazy. I've faced it once, and Gungans ended up beating it without too much trouble, and maybe even easier in 5v5 for Gungans to win. So it wasn't the worst thing in the world. I don't know. It's a new legendary. The thing is, it's a legendary, so he's going to be sort of on par with other legendary characters. Even though he is new, it's not like they've gone crazy to make him exceptionally better than the previous legendaries. Like there obviously is a bit of a power band over there, which they sort of exist in. But he's not so crazily above all the previous legendaries that nothing is going to be able to touch him or anything.
Yeah.
He seems pretty well balanced. He seems like he's is doing some good work. He seems decently difficult enough to take down. Like, you need a big enough team to actually do it. I've seen him getting lots of holds. So overall, it's probably still a little bit too early to judge, but I need to use him on offense more.
Yeah, I've used him on offense a couple of times, and the thing is I haven't done enough testing to figure out what he can kill. I've killed some fun stuff and been like, oh, that was kind of cool. But he's not mind-blowing until I find out that one counter that he's just really good against, you know?
Right.
And defensively, I've not really had holds. In TW, I've got triple Omni on him for TW, and all we've ever done is set him on defense, and he's, you know, it's not like we're seeing crazy holds to my knowledge.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if in TW eventually he moves into the offensive position and we find out some cool counters. I don't know. To be honest, I'm a little bit
got
like
3 TW Omicrons.
Yeah, triple TW Omnis. Yeah. I don't even know what they do. One of them lets him capture GLs, not capture, reveal GLs, which is kind of cool. But I also feel like the reveal mechanic is too slow to actually happen. So yeah, he's fine. It doesn't feel like he's anything crazy good. They do a lot of damage, is all I can say. Is they do a lot of damage. All right, last question comes from Big Deal. Armed with only a lightsaber, could Palpatine defeat a Zillo beast? If it's a stomp, no lightsaber. Like in a straight up brawl? That seems kind of wild.
I don't know. Could Palpatine defeat the Zillo beast? He'd have to have like a lot of fucking lightning.
Yeah.
Like, he'd really have to summon all the lightning possible. Like, that would be an incredible fucking amount of lightning that he would have to actually summon over there.
Right. I mean, I feel personally, if it was Palpatine, he would just be like, hey, I have a whole galactic empire. Let's just call in all of the capital ships to just blow this motherfucker out of the sky. And then not fight him. That would be the sensible thing to do. But yeah. Zillo Beast feeds on electricity. He does? I can't remember. I've seen him once.
I thought it was something else over there. I thought it wasn't specifically the electricity. I'm trying to remember exactly what they fed on.
I kind of half slept my way through Bad Batch, so. And that's the only time I've seen a Zillo Beast.
It was in Bad Batch. It was also in Clone Wars.
Yeah, it was in one of the seasons of Bad Batch, and they just could not do anything to it. They were like, I don't know what to do. It's a big scary monster. Force Ghost, GL's opinion? No, don't think so. I think if anything, we get Force Ghosts as like an ally unit / Datacron type thing, not as an actual, because I mean they support. They don't really interact. They can't physically interact. So so I don't know about Zillo Beast. I don't think Palpatine could just straight up kill a Zillo Beast, but maybe he could.
I mean, it's to do with a lightsaber, because that was like the thing. Its skin was pretty much impenetrable to lightsabers and stuff. You'd have to like stab it through the eye or like go inside to actually kill it.
Get swallowed. Work from the inside out. You'll be pretty safe in there, apart from all the like stomach acid and the suffocation. But yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. You know.
Do you think we get any quality of life updates? I'm starting to feel like Star Wars Gacha of Heroes. I mean, if we go back several years, there was a song that was done by Cubs fan Han that was called Galaxy of Marquees. That was from 2018 when we had like 38 marquees in a year or something stupid like that. It was wild. And with like no game updates. Quality of life, I don't know. They do occasionally come in with a little quality of life thing. We've had them recently. I mean, we had the PC client. That was a massive quality of life for me.
Which one?
Just the PC client in general. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that was a huge quality of life improvement. And they redid
I got an
modding.
old-ass piece of shit phone that like overheats all the time. So yeah, it's game-changing.
But yeah, I don't think necessarily we won't see any future quality of life updates. I think they'll happen. It's just they're not going to be super frequent or common. They'll just come and go as they arrive.
Well, what else would you want for quality of life updates?
More mod space.
More mod space, better interaction with like datacrons.
Yeah. Okay. The one I really want, which is more of a pet peeve than anything, is a much better UI for data disks in Conquest. Because the one we've got is fucking shit. It's so awful. Like, you can't even see what the data disks are unless you equip it. And then you have to unequip it. And, you can't even hold-click a data disk to see what it... Like, Jesus, CG. Give me strength.
Yeah.
Completely redo that UI. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yep. And definitely more mod stuff. 100%. Being able to just do a snapshot of all your entire mods roster, save that as one loadout, and then fuck around, and you could change mods on a team for something, and then you could be like, let's load back into our baseline mod settings for our entire roster. Make that a thing, CG. What's going to happen when these FTCs dismantle? 4 of them will pass the cap. Nate, you are going to have to manually dismantle them one at a time and spend the materials on new datacrons in order to not blow the cap. This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. Okay, right. We've done our questions, Wolfie. Is there anything you would like to talk about? Because it's getting late for my bedtime.
I think I'm good. I think we touched on all the current events of the game and the what's nots. So
yeah. I mean, that's true. Yeah, I think we're good, and we should be having Tribe Talks on Sunday. No, we might not, because I'm moving to my new house next week.
Ooh.
I might not have internet, but I should. And even if I do, I'm also out for dinner because it's my brother's 40th. So can we tentatively say I'm not available for Tribe Talks on Sunday? Because I'm going to be busy. So, yeah. But I'll let you know if that changes, because it's supposed to be an earlier dinner.
Gotcha.
So I should be back in time, but there's so many things around new house. Is stuff okay? Is my PC set up correctly? Is the internet in?
Yep.
Will I be back from dinner? All this sort of things. So, yeah. Tentatively, maybe, potentially. But I'll let you guys know.
All right, we'll see.
Sweet. All right. Thank you, everybody. Go and enjoy watching people do GAC now, because Attack Phase is live. Good night.
Yay.
Big live. Yay. Bye.